first scrimmage, how did it go? You make any plays out there, and what you kind of see from the offense?
It was good. It was fun to definitely get out there, compete. They can't hit us in practice, but seeing a little bit of live period was pretty cool, like real football. Offense, we're moving the ball. We could have finished a few drives, but definitely some good playmakers out there for sure. It was just fun to get out there and compete, really.
I think it's no surprise that Ty and you are speaking with us after the first scrimmage. How are you seeing yourself as a leader on the offense? Coach says you're maybe not the biggest rah-rah guy, but you got a kind of aura, a confidence that other people feed off. So talk about your leadership style and how it's been going coming to a new school.
I'd say that's pretty good description. I'm not a rah-rah guy. I'm not just going to say something just to say it. I feel like if I'm saying something, I'd like it to hold weight for sure. But, just stepping into this role, I feel like heading into, at my previous school last year, I feel like I was in a similar role. So this isn't just like super brand new in terms of kind of leading the offense, kind of being that guy that people look towards. But, coming here with new people, it's got a little twist on it for sure. Just coming in and being myself and, people who lead, whether it's in this sport or just, anywhere in life, sometimes it's not always comfortable. So sometimes it requires me to step outside my comfort zone. Obviously that's me, being a kid, learning, but also just trying to be the player and the leader that the guys need me to be.
Kenny, how do you feel about the connection you're developing with Willie Rodriguez in particular?
Yeah, me and Willie, we've made, plenty of plays together already. He's probably the guy I hang out with most outside of football, like outside of the facility as well. So I feel like we have a great connection. I think he was the first person that texted me when I got on campus. So definitely a great connection between him and it's showing up on the field. If we go out and maybe we're a little off on something, we're right next to each other talking about what each of us should have done different, or if one of us messed up, we're quick to own up to it.
Just how valuable for a quarterback is it to have a tight end in particular that's a weapon like that?
Yeah, for sure, it's super valuable. You see in the NFL now, people playing with one or even two tight end sets, most of the time. So whenever you have tight ends who can block and catch, it's definitely a mismatch. So having a guy like Willie who can do both is definitely huge because he's a really, really good athlete in terms of creating space and getting open and catching the ball. I mean, you saw today, catching the ball is definitely a strong suit, but, he's always talking about hitting people. So he definitely, he doesn't shy away from a little bit of contact.
I guess I got to ask, obviously got the Pax on T there. Is it just for the drip or is it that you're a motorsports fan?
No, this is a gift from a buddy. So I'm just wearing it, decided to put it on today. So, yeah. Appreciate it, though.
Kenny, how do you feel about that receiver room in general? Just those guys. Anybody who's maybe surprised you or hurt you in that group?
It's a very deep room. I feel like even the young guys. We kind of switch teams every week, so I'm not throwing to the same guys all the time. So guys like Ferguson, Prince Jean are like young guys who are showing up. I touched on Shane the last time I spoke, but he just even more because I don't think I was on his team when I last spoke, and then being on his team, and then even when I'm not on his team, he's made a lot of plays recently. It's a very deep room and a lot of athleticism and speed. So.
What's challenging about Jay Bateman's defense as a quarterback? What kind of challenges?
It's like a little bit unorthodox. Jay Bateman, obviously he was with A&M last year. He was with Mike Elko. So for the past 3 seasons, I've seen this defense, quote unquote. So, it's preparing for them, especially like things like their third down package, for example. It's a little bit more exotic. On the defensive side of the ball, if you can get guys to do what they coach up, you can be really successful in terms of like tricking the offense. So you just got to be on your toes, and you got to stick to your fundamental rules, whether that be like protection, knowing where I'm hot, keying the boundary safety, and just kind of being on time. But it's a lot of moving parts, so you got to be on your toes for sure.
You mentioned going up against A&M. You guys played Miami last year. I know you weren't the starter, but playing in those type of games, those types of experiences against college football playoff teams, do you think that will help you when you get here in Kentucky when things start in August?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like like you said, obviously I didn't play in those games, but in terms of the atmosphere, I've been in a few hectic atmospheres, so I don't feel like that'll be a huge adjustment. And then also, my previous school, every year we had really good defenses, really good guys on the defensive side of the ball, guys who are draft picks, guys who will be draft picks, like first rounders who are still on the team, who I would see every day. So I feel like, seeing that every day, that has, ultimately prepared me for this moment. So whenever September does come, I feel like I'll be ready.
Coach Stein talked a little bit about having a number of quarterbacks come in and visit and watch you guys practice. And one of the things he said was, who wouldn't want to come and play in this offense? Now that you've been in it for a while and been able to experience it, what would you share with those guys about why it's so fun to be in this offense?
For sure, yeah. It's just like you feel like you're in control, and whenever you receive the coaching points that they're trying to coach you, and whenever you kind of get on the same wavelength as the coaches, like you see it from their point of view, from their lens, and there's a lot of answers. And they allow us to, whether that be us making checks at the line of scrimmage, whether that be built into the play call, it's a lot of, not free roaming, but it's a lot of access or different avenues you can take in order to get us in the right play, in order to, keep the ball moving.
Did you use the DJI cameras at Notre Dame at all, and kind of what's the value of that for a quarterback?
Yeah, no, I've never used that. Even before I got here, I would see quarterbacks wearing them, and like what's going on with that? But it's been huge. Literally, I can go home, I can pull out the iPad, and it's like I'm reliving practice, because it's like everything I've seen. It's a little weird, because it's got volume too, so you hear everything. Like, you hear stuff maybe you didn't hear. You can see exactly where my eyes are moving. So I think it's huge, just in terms of, one, for us, reliving practice, seeing what we're looking at, and the coaches, they can go in, see how we're communicating to the other guys, how we're managing the huddle. Yeah.
Has there been one where you watched it back and it was completely different than maybe what you perceived in real time?
I'm sure there has. Watching back today, I feel like there'll probably be one or two where it's like, maybe I didn't see that one. But it's been super beneficial for sure.
How similar is this scheme to anything that you've been in before, or has this been kind of an entirely new experience, learning kind of the way you guys run this?
It's a little different, just for the simple fact, going under center. That's not something we majored in my old school. It's not something I majored in the past. I've always been, pretty much in gun, just 98% of the other quarterbacks in the country. But it's a little different in that aspect. But in terms of just conceptually, run game, blocking scheme, concepts, for the most part, there's a few new concepts here that I've, still working on. But just in terms of that, and just being able to read defenses and knowing where to go with the ball, I feel like that's pretty much the same. And then obviously the verbiage, learning that. But going under center, and then a few new concepts or new blocking schemes that we like to do here.
Taking snaps from center, how long does that kind of take to really know? Did you kind of used to coming back to you, or now you're getting it, now maybe get into the center's feet and all that kind of stuff?
It's after you do it just for a little bit, it's kind of second nature. But definitely at the beginning, it's all right, who's my center? Maybe from one guy to the next, you might have to switch, kind of how far you are, how close you are. So there's a little bit of nuance, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple.
I know there might not be a Jeremiah Love in the room, but what are you seeing from the running backs? I know some are kind of a little wrapped in bubble wrap right now for scrimmages and things like that. So what's your maybe thoughts on the entire room? Yeah,
for sure. I feel like we have a really good room, really deep room. I remember it was just like during winter workouts, or not winter workouts, just like winter walkthroughs, getting ready for spring ball, and seeing CJ Baxter cut. And I was like, because you see him, he's my size, and but he can move though. So seeing him cut, his ability to move, I feel like he'll be really good. And then a guy like Martellus Carter, who's been taking reps at running back, he's been doing really good, just in terms of shiftiness, a little bit of ball carrier vision, which doesn't, it's hard to translate over whenever you're not really carrying the ball that much. Patterson, guys who can catch the ball, that's huge, especially now, this day and age. So, elite room.
How crazy has that been at times? Like when you're like, man, I was just handing the ball off to Martell, and now you're like trying to throw it over the top of him or something.
Wait, sorry, repeat that question.
Did you say like how wild has it been that there have been times like where you were just maybe handing the ball off to Martell, and then a few minutes later,
Oh.
you're over the top of him?
It's a little, really whenever it's whoever the defense is out there, I could care less who's on the defense. It's more so just trying to make sure our guys are getting in the right spot and seeing what coverage you're in.
There
But
hadn't been any ribbing with him yet about like you throwing a pass over him and then you handing the ball to him.
no, not yet. I'll let you know if there is. Yeah.
Time for a couple more. Anyone else? Is everybody good? All right, thank you very much.
It's really different. I was just telling someone outside how it's a lot of energy and a lot of competition periods, and I love it, honestly. I mean, we put the ball down, we go play. Earlier in I was about to say camp, but in spring ball we were doing a lot of two-spot things, still a lot of reps, but due to several other reasons, we kind of cut it back. But I love the one spot because it's like everyone's right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you make a mistake, it's highlighted. If you make a play, it's highlighted. So I love that.
Why did you want to come back? I'm sure you had opportunities to look elsewhere like that.
I did. I'm a big guy on my faith, though, and I really just didn't feel led to go. I mean, obviously, at some point in time, it was kind of just like, I think that, another place would benefit me more, but, just praying about it and stuff like that, I just felt like, the Lord, He led me to be right back here in this seat, doing the same things. And, I mean, I just trusted Coach Stein. He comes from a great program. He's been to 2 playoffs, and, I mean, ultimately, that's where I want to go. But I trusted him. I trusted Coach Bateman. And Coach Bateman, he actually came and when he got the job, and he took me and my family out to go eat. You know what I mean? And that kind of said a lot to me, because it's just like, I mean, he didn't have to do that. He came in, did that, and it speaks volumes to me.
Speaking of Coach Bateman, what do you like him from the defense? Obviously, formation-wise, a little bit different from what Coach White used to do here. So, how you liking maybe the change in formation and maybe change in your role, if any?
I mean, I like it for sure. I enjoy it. He allows me to play free a lot. And I mean, I can go make plays on the ball, make big hits. I'm a bonus hitter a lot of times, so I love it for sure. At the end of the day, he does have a little bit more terminology, but I mean, I think being a student in the game, it's just going to help me in the long run. So I enjoy it. Like, it's a challenge to me just to learn the playbook. So, I just continue just to, learn my part, learn other people's part, and like just how I was last year, try to be a coach on the field when we get to the fall.
Ty, last time I spoke to you, you talked about growing into a leadership role in the team and being a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Stein just told us that he's very happy with the defense is at. So how do you kind of evaluate where the defense is at this stage, and how do you like what that unit is?
I think we're doing pretty good. Obviously, I feel like it's some things that we definitely have to improve on, communications, checks, and tackling too. But I think that those are things that you can never just get too good at. You know what I mean? And I think we just got to come with that energy each and every single day. I mean, we're in the smack dab middle of camp right now, so it's like it's gonna be easy for someone to roll out of bed and be like, "Ooh, I'm a little sore. I don't feel like doing this." But it's like guys like me, guys like Grant Godfrey, guys like Terian Nichols, guys on the D line like Keese and stuff like that. Like, we have to pick people up. Jordan Castell as well. We have to pick people up and be like, like every day is an opportunity for us to get better, and we have to look at it as such. Like, seize the moment.
He highlighted you as one of those guys on the team that you can just tell loves balls. Today you guys got to tackle for the first time. Just how excited were you to put on the pads and go do some tackle football?
Oh, I'm always ready for it. I'm always ready for it for sure. And I mean, we don't get to do a lot of tackling. I mean, a lot of stuff is stud. And I had a conversation with him. That's a little different to me, because last year, my past 3 years, we thudded, but it wasn't like to this extent. Like, he wants to thud like each and every single time. But just being able to go out there and like have a live period, like it just felt good. It just felt like I was back at home, my natural habitat.
Stein spoke highly of the tight ends
Mm-hmm.
today and what they've been doing. run across them a lot in your position.
Yeah.
I assume, what have you been seeing from those guys?
I've been seeing excellent things, really good work. Willie Rodriguez, he stepped up a lot, and that was another thing too. I remember when he was making his decision coming back, he texted me, and we were talking about Coach Sloan a lot and how Coach Sloan, he's known for getting tight end the ball and getting him involved, his position in ball. So, but he's taken a tremendous step, passing the ball. I mean, he's always been a very aggressive guy who always wants to lower his shoulder on everything. So, but it's just fun to see him coming alive and taking the next step. But also Michael Skinner. I mean, he was on the roster last year. Didn't really see too much playing time, but this year, I mean, I think he's coming out of his shell a little bit, and he's understanding the plays. He's getting better each and every day, and he's a guy that's going to be really nice for us too as well. And I mean, I can say the same thing for Henry Boyer and Elijah Brown as well. They're finding their way, finding their market. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just great to compete against those guys because I really feel like the tight end room, when we get on the field, off the field, they nice, real nice, but on the field, they crazy. So I mean, it'd be fun just to go up against them every single day.
For a guy who led the SEC in interceptions, you got some honors at the end of the year. Why is this senior year for you going to be better, and what have you been working on?
I've been working on everything. Like I said earlier, I mean, it's a new defense. From top to bottom, it's a new defense. So I'm working on my leadership skills. Obviously, I'm working on being a better player on defense, and I'm just working on the things that I can't get too good at because my goal, my dream, my aspiration is to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So just continue to clean up my tackling, my angles, being a coach on the field, helping guys get in line, and being a communicator as well. I think something I got to improve on now is the fact that I look for the ball too much, and it's just just be in your spot. You know what I'm saying? The ball's gonna come to you, but just continue to get the ball out the air or bat the ball down to the ground. And also I gotta do a better job of creating fumbles this year and fumble recovery. So yeah, that's my emphasis this year.
What about Martellus? We went to the other side. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
You guys,
yeah.
enjoy giving him a little of the business when he's at running back.
Yeah, we do. Especially when he first got over there. Now he's been over there for a little bit of time, but when he first got over there, every time we would thud him, we would let him hear it a little bit because I mean, he was just in our room. You know what I mean? But I'm proud of that kid, and I told him the day that he transitioned to running back that you're living out a lot of people's dream. And a lot of people, I mean, my dream. You know what I'm saying? When I came in as a freshman, obviously the goal was to, play both sides because I did in high school. And then you had, Travis Hunter and all these other guys playing both sides. So it's it's right there. But a lot of people don't get to do that. And I told him, bro, you're living out a lot of people's dreams. Seize it. It's right there in front of your face. Go make some plays. Come back on defense, make some plays again. But, I'm very proud of that kid, man. He just got to keep his head down and, do exactly what he's doing right now. Because at the end of the day, he's being unselfish and he's helping us, win ball games. We got a lot of running backs down, a lot of running backs out. And, I mean, he stepped up without any hesitation and was I'll go play running back for us.
As a guy who's obviously a safety with you, but he can also do some stuff in the return game, do some stuff with the ball in his hands. Do you see maybe some similarities in his game to yours?
Absolutely, and I think last year Zion Childress, when we were chilling one time for spring ball, and obviously I've thought about the fact that him and we kind of look alike, you know what I mean? But in pads, I remember Zion came up to me, he was like, bro, that really looked like you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I do see myself a little bit in him, and I'd be trying to just be his role model, take him under my wing, even though he's not in my room right now, you know what I'm saying? Just because I had guys do that, like Zion, I had him do that for me, and Max Harrison, and show me what it takes to be a good player in this league. So I just want to do the same thing, no matter if he's on my side of the ball or the opposite side of the ball.
Ty, you've been one of those guys the last 2 years who's been a leader who has to bring in the transfers and tell them what football's about. How does that change now that you're learning a new staff and everybody's kind of a fresh start here?
I think at the end of the day, and this is on my dad told me, as a man, your principles don't change. You know what I'm saying? So you could be in a room with anybody, and your principles don't change. So it's just I just take that and I just kind of just put in the football room. I'm gonna be myself, and at the end of the day, this is who I am and this is what I do, and just learning to I'm a firm believer of I can't coach anyone if I don't know it. So obviously, I'm going home, I'm learning it that day, I'm going home and I'm studying it over and over and over and over again just to make sure that I'm right. So, if anyone, messes up or anything or asks me a question, I could be right there. Because, I mean, being a young guy before, it's so much easier to go and ask my peer than it is to ask the coach. You know what I mean? And, I mean, we've all been there, and I've seen it happen with the young guys in my room from previous years. They want to approach a player and ask them a question instead of asking a coach. But, it's just just staying true to myself, and at the end of the day, just just being who I am, and yeah, trusting everything else.
Have you seen any young guys who didn't play much, really benefit from this mixing up the teams and not having a true depth chart out there?
Yeah, I believe I have. Right now, like I've seen a lot of guys who like for example, like Andrew Weber in my room. He doesn't get a lot of reps right now, but you know when you put the tape on, he does some really good stuff, and you know it's just fun to see him grow as a player, for sure. I can't think of anyone else outside like of him because I think like obviously I'm gonna look for that in my room, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean we got some guys like some transfers who are doing some really nice stuff. So yeah.
Ty, after coaching so many guys in the portal, why was it so important to you to stick with Kentucky through this transition?
I mean, I trusted Coach Stein and what he had going on. Him and I, we FaceTimed a lot, and Coach Bateman as well. And if I'm being honest, I kept it real and transparent with him about how I was feeling certain times. Like, you know, some days I was like, you know, like I'm leaning towards this. Other days I was like, I'm leaning towards that. You know, and I kept it real and transparent with them, and they understood the decision that I had to make for myself. But I just trusted what they told me, and like you know what we're building as well. And you know it just means a lot to me just to be able to sit here and be like, you know, his first head coaching job, I was a part of it. So yeah.
How much did they tell you they appreciated that you were that honest with them? Because I feel like maybe some guys wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they told me it was, like they appreciated it a lot. When we went to eat, me and Coach Bateman, he kind of just asked me like, you know, like what's the deal? Like who else? Like who's looking? Da da da. And I told him, Coach Stein, the same thing. But you know, at the end of the day, they were just like, you know, we appreciate you for at least keeping it honest with us, you know, and not leading them one way and then you know go hopping off somewhere else. You know what I mean? But I think my parents, that's a testament to my parents because like that's how they raised me. And they were like, you know, if you feeling some type of way and you know you don't need to be entertaining this and then you know what I'm saying all of a sudden just abandon it. So yeah, they just told me just to tell them how I feel and yeah, that's what I did.
Now that you finished your first scrimmage, what's it like playing against the Will Stein, Coach Sloan offense? What's it like defending that?
I mean, it's smooth. I mean, I go against it every day. Just today was just like a live period that was incorporated with it. But I mean, it's smooth. They do a lot of really good stuff, and I can't wait to see what they do in the fall. You know, put up some points for us. And I was just talking to one of the offensive coaches. That's what they said. Like the goal is to put up points so we can go out there, get 3 and out, and give them the ball back so they can put up some more points. You know what I'm saying? So I'm eager to see what they do in the fall.
Ty, how different is it having two separate coaches for safeties and corners? Because, right, I mean, you've kind of previously been used to just having one coach with all the DBs. So how maybe different is it having two different?
Nah, last year we had two. We had two. Like Coach Collins, he primarily coached the corners. Coach Rufano, he primarily coached the safety. So I mean, it's the same. I think this year we meet a little bit more as a group, and I like that because it's just like you know everyone's on the same page. Everyone's on the same page. We know what we're doing. And yeah, there is no mix-up when we get out there on the field.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
I appreciate you.
Yep.